Hi guys, it's me again. I know it's been a while. I guess whenever I started this, I kind of expected that I'd get on every day and take a little bit more of a video and a little bit more, and eventually I'd make it through my story. It's just been a really rough couple of weeks. It's so hard. It's so hard. They take away your entire life, everything that makes you, and they tear it apart and they stomp on it. And it's so hard to come out of this feeling like you anymore, you know? But I was gonna go in order, I guess, start from the beginning and then eventually make it to the end, or up to date where I'm at right now. But I kind of want to skip forward a little bit right now, you guys, if that's okay. And I just want to read a letter, I guess, or this that I wrote about my recent fight. I was with the CPS, but they when they removed, they wouldn't let me see my kids for 3 whole weeks. We would email every day. We would call. And finally they said that I could do a visit, but it had to be supervised inside the office. And I mean, I'll take what I can get, but they shouldn't be allowed to treat people like this. They shouldn't be allowed to treat people like this. This is what it's like to be human. I don't want anything to do with this. I don't want anything to do with this at all. It's so hard to be here. Okay. So I wrote this thing, and I just want to read it. To all whom this concerns, may I ask why we would have to do supervised visits inside the office? Not once this entire time have we had to do a visit inside the office. What makes a situation that was absent any incident of abuse or maltreatment call for such close supervision when the original abuse didn't even merit such? The removal was not a result of our interactions with our children. It was a result of our interactions with the school and the department. Therefore, if our interactions with our children were not found to be unsavory, you shouldn't have even taken the kids then. But then there isn't a single honest reason why we can't visit with our children unhindered and unharassed. Is this protecting the children, or is this punishing the parents? A parent's right to care and companionship of his or her children are so fundamental as to be guaranteed protection under the 1st, 9th, and 14th Amendments of the United States Constitution. And if the state were to attempt to force the breakup of a natural family over the objections of the parents and their children without some showing of unfitness, and for the sole reason that to do so was thought to be in the children's best interest, I should have little doubt that the state would have intruded impermissibly on the private realm of family life, which the state cannot enter. And that's Smith versus the Organization of Foster Families. And I think I was reading that in my last video too. I have it written down a whole bunch of different stuff. I'm crying on my paper and all my words are smudging. But each time that the department decides to keep making these obviously disproportionate requests, it only continues to confirm with us that this questionable removal is much more of the personal nature than it is of the protective nature. My family is not your tool to be used against itself in order to force our submission. This psychological abuse that is being administered by the department should be no more tolerated than it would be if I or Gabe or anyone else were doing it. It takes a special kind of person to use children as tools to win their battles for them. Is this looking out for what's in the best interest of the child, or for what's in the best interest of the department? You're playing very dirty pull over a pig-headed pissing match on high horses. I'm just trying to look out for what's in the best interest of my children. I'm sure that Jennifer Nell would tell you that I don't participate in the manipulation of my children. Jennifer Nell runs the PCIT program here in Hamilton, and it's a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke. PCIT program is the most retarded thing I've ever participated in my entire fucking life. Just so we're all clear. And then I quit, basically, or well, she wouldn't work with me anymore because I refused to participate in the manipulation of my children. I really don't like fucking with my kids' heads. I respect them more than that, and hopefully they'll respect me, I guess, for the same, I don't know. But I wouldn't like it if someone did it to me. I called that bitch out for fucking trying to do that to me. So I hope my kids are just as strong as I am one day. Anyways, I'm sure that Jennifer now would tell you that I don't participate in the manipulation of my children. That's why she won't work with us anymore. And I'm also sure that she will mention how we reference the Holocaust. And now I'm sure that this entire nation agrees that the Holocaust was wrong. Therefore, we would all agree that so is the using of other human beings as tools to manipulate a situation in order to force a specific outcome. Having to experience situations like that are not in the best interests of anyone, let alone the emotionally fragile minds of our youth. It's always considered a tragedy when innocent children have to suffer as the result of destructive storms created by adults. We have entire Lifetime movies dedicated to the damaged children who have had to endure the many depravities that this world has to offer. There are constant telethons showing you pictures of unwashed children eating dirt, urging you to open your heart to all the wretched and ever-hungry children of the world. Everyone would agree that we should be protecting our defenseless children from the darkness of this world. What darkness are you protecting my children from? Don't let my pretty face fool you. I'm like the honey badger. There must be something wrong with me. Because for some reason the department finds it justifiably prudent to keep taking federal money to fund their ongoing feud with scary little me. Treating me like I'm an evil mastermind, and it doesn't make any sense. Where is the telethon then trying to raise awareness for my children? Where's Bob Barker holding up pictures of my 4 precious refugees, imploring you to look deep into your soul and feel the unrelenting justice of it all? Now, what if Bob Barker told you that all we had to do to save these children from this unreasonable psychological abuse was to just stand up? Stand up even if nobody else does. And say no more. No fucking more. Would you do it? I know I would. I would do it as many times as it took. I would call Bob Barker and I would pledge my life for those children. I would give those children a home. I would clean those children and feed those children. I would comfort them when they're sad and enjoy them when they're happy. I would shelter them when they're scared and have patience with them when they're angry. I will know what it's like to feel whole, and in return, I will show them what it's like to be truly accepted in its most purest and rawest of forms. I will never be perfect, nor will I make all the right choices all of the time. But I will love those children honestly and unconditionally. I'm gonna pull my shit together. It's so hard. It's just so hard, you know? I will love those children honestly and unconditionally for the rest of this life and my next life and the next and the next until there are no more lives to live. I will give until I haven't any more to give. I don't know what else I can do to show you that my children are my only life, What unacceptably crazy emotion have I shown you besides how insane it makes me to be without those 4 best pieces of myself? I've lost my entire life right in front of you, and you have watched me do nothing else for this past year but struggle relentlessly to put the pieces back together. I've showed you the darkest corners of myself, and even in the midst of total darkness, I have opened my doors to you. I have cried and lashed out while I took on the hopelessness of utter despair as you used my children as playing cards to force our obedience. This ritualistic emotional abuse that has been steadily administered throughout our entire involvement together is enough for even the strongest of souls to lose their very grip on reality. But yet I pushed through, and I still managed to grow as a person right before your eyes. I've never shown any of you a single reason for you to doubt my love and devotion for my family. What else are you looking for? What criteria have I not met? What is it about me that seems to threaten the very fabric of society's views on what family loyalty should really look like? Family loyalty is just that. Family. You're being honest about what you want. You're not being honest about what you want. You could care less about our family because what you're actually looking for is department loyalty. You expect us to give you our unquestioning obedience and worship just for being you. Did you give birth to the baby Jesus? Because if not, I can't think of any reasons why you should ever expect anything more than what you give. Respect is something you earn by respecting others and not treating them like your own personal stock farm. Respect can be shown to another person in so many beautiful ways. For example, appreciation for all the good that you've done in our lives. Gratitude for the compassion you had while you watched us struggle to put our lives back together. Indebtedness for how hard you worked alongside us to have our children return safely to their home. And admiration for the honesty that you showed us and for always keeping your word. Empathy and understanding goes a long way, and when you begin to show these things to me, I will be more than happy to afford you the same. It is called the Department of Child and Family Services. The department's entire purpose is to serve children and families. You're looking for happiness and health, comfort and necessities, safety and security, love and learning. We have all of these things. My children have all of these things. Why would the department choose to remove happy children from a loving home? We have proved ourselves to you time and time again, and we have been commended time and time again on our proactive actions. We have been told many times how much you wish that other parents would show even half the initiative that we have shown. Why exactly are you harassing us then if this isn't about maltreatment or apparent dangers or any other kind of danger? With all the signs of a job well done, shouldn't you then just leave this family alone, as to grant them the time and opportunity they've earned to heal from all of this emotional destruction and grow strong in the peace and privacy of their own home? At the very least, let them make a non-life-threatening decision to either have the children in or out of a specific school program. They have earned that much. That's what the removal was about, by the way. They took my children from me because I tried to take them out of CSCT program in school, and then I kept them out of school for one day, and the next day they came and they took my kids. They told me I was isolating them and I was being secretive. I was just trying to protect my babies. This isn't about the individuals working within the department and fostering their glorified power trips. It's about our children and our families and the protection of such. If it was about the department, then by example it would be up to a panel of parents to enact spirit-crushing restrictions and supervision as they throw down hurdle after hurdle, demanding your unwavering loyalty. In exchange for your most precious of things, they will give you heartbreaking lies and forced services consistently under the threat and intimidation. They will ritually break policy. Policy, what's that? And they will not be bound by any law. They make their own laws. Because that's how shit is run at Team Family Unit of Department Family Services. Open only 2.5 days a week. Well, that's that's an attack on our worker because she only works 2.5 days a week. She works Monday, Tuesday, and leaves at noon every Wednesday. We cannot get a hold of her Thursdays, Fridays. Nothing gets to be done. If we're expected to work at this 7 days a week, so should she. I decided the Team Family Unit was actually picked by my husband. He's clever, but the Team Family Unit is Team FU. We're clever. It seems that we as a people would greatly benefit from having protection from our protectors. The overzealous abuse inflicted on undeserving families by the department as they stalk and prey on families when at our most vulnerable is animalistic. Only predators stalk their prey in such a way, choosing their meal while at its weakest and striking without warning from their dark hiding spot. Having nothing to fight back with, most terrified sheep will just hand over their young, and the predators get used to having their belly full on easy and submissive prey. They start to feel invincible, and they begin to consider everything as a potential meal. It becomes a game powered by the thrill of the hunt and the satisfaction of the kill. I'm trying to protect my family from what I see as an obvious wolf in sheep's clothing. The most sadistic of predators are the ones that enter your home, cloaked under the flag of protection, supplying a false sense of security. You then let it in, and you trust that it will only act in the best interests of the family, but instead it looks you directly in the eyes, and it smiles at you, while it eats your children right there in front of you. Thank you for your time, Monique. My inspiration for this letter came to me from the Bible. When Jesus was teaching, he did it in parables and was revered as a great teacher, full of wisdom, with a distribution style that was able to resonate understanding within all different kinds of people. We could all learn a little something from Jesus. After all, Jesus was known for his love of the little children, all the children of the world. Precious, right? Psalms 127, 3-5. Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from him. Like arrows in the hands of a warrior are children born in one's youth. Blessed is the man whose quiver is full of them. They will not be put to shame when they contend with their opponents in court. Thanks, guys.